Exciting the legs round. Fundamentals of the boxing, but he's got the angles. I'm gonna mute this for now. You know, that's all okay. Okay, I said that when he lost to Mikey Garcia on Saturday, I was there at the fight. I said it was sad. I said, damn, this is, you know, like some sad shit. And I say it's sad because we've seen Broner, especially me, since I've been on YouTube since 2010, November 2010. So to see him like get to this level of being like a, you know, a highly bankable, marketable athlete, and to see that this was a fight that if people were like, if he loses, he's done. But not in done as far as he can't fight no more, as like in done in regards to people not believing anything he says as far as, well, you know, I'm going to be good, I'm going to be great. So he's already talking about, even what we're going to listen to in the post-fight interview, he was already talking about how, you know, like at the end of the day, in the record books, I'm a multiple division champion, which is true. But the same issues that showed up, well, one of them, it's one big one that he has. He showed us that he can move around if he wants to. But while he's moving around, his punch variety or his punch output drops. You know, Mikey Garcia threw 783 punches, if I'm correct, according to CompuStats. Of course, it can be some error, plus or minus. But Broner, 400 punches. How can you win a fight like that? And he's not the most accurate of punchers. It's not like he's, you know, punching you and connecting and moving, you know? So I said this. I think for the sake of his career, just to try something new, to try to rebuild. He's 28 years old. He turned 28 the day before the fight. It's like, okay, you've been with this team since you were a boy, since you were a child. He's been with this team since you were a child. You can't disrespect the team, and it's not disrespecting the team because the team has to realize and think like, yo, bro, we can't help you. Or Broner has to look at it like, yo, listen to this shit.
83 for Garcia, much more than he normally throws in a fight. And Broner down there at 4.
What's crazy shit?
Three very experienced judges judging this fight. And when you look at the number, we talked about the volumes. 783 for Garcia, much more than he normally throws in a fight. And Broner down there at 400. And of course, you know, it's about what you land. But look at what he threw in the last round. 115 punches. And for a fighter, it's only been 12 rounds once. And conversely, look how many punches Broner threw when he needed it most.
Yeah.
You know, that's an impressive display by Mikey Garcia. And for Adrien Broner, it's a difficult evening.
You know, I'm guessing I'm like this. How? Okay, all right. We saw he can make weight. He can make 140 comfortably. What did he weigh? 138 3/4, something like that. We saw he can make 140 comfortably. We saw the movement. He moved around the ring. He even said in a post-fight interview, which we're going to listen to. Let me play it, but we're going to mute it. Which we're going to listen to is that he wasn't tired, right? But I'm asking the question of this. Now, this is not that we haven't seen this Adrien Broner before. Remember, we saw years ago that he had issues with punch volume. We saw that years ago. I was just talking to a friend of mine. Well, actually, he's been saying it since the Granados fight. You know, all you have to do. Let me read the shit out for you. Let me read the shit out. Broner landed 125 of 400 punches. What? That's a little over 10 punches a round. Garcia, 244 of 783. He threw almost 400 more punches. The key to beating Adrien Broner is you got to outwork him. And I was questioning whether Mikey Garcia could outwork Adrien Broner because that's not who he is. But he knew the formula. Oh, shit, Adrien Broner don't throw no punches. Just walk him down, keep pressuring him. He don't fight well on the back foot. Throw punches, you know, and just make sure you don't get caught with no shit. Right? If you have a fighter, right, as much as we watch boxing, what do you tell your fighter to do? Let's say if you had a fighter. Let's say if you had a fighter. You never coached a fight in your life, right? And you got a skillful boxer who's got a nice chin, What are you telling about Adrien Broner? Yo, listen, he don't fight good on the back foot. Also, he don't throw a lot of punches. So pick up your punch output. Watch out for that uppercut and watch out for that fucking dumb flashy shit. And don't let him hump your butt. Right? Oh, and also, he can be flat-footed. So we don't know which Adrien Broner going to show up. He can move around and everything if he want to. But if he bullshitting, he going to be on the rope. Then just start opening up on him. Right? So it's like, it's a shame, man, because, like I said, we know what needs to be done, and I'm questioning, does the team have to go? Does he have to, you know, to salvage his career? Does he have to, like, okay, guys, well, listen, you can help me in this way, but I know it's going to be kind of fucked up because you're not number one no more as far as the team, but I got to bring somebody else in to try to help me with some shit because I'm not winning with y'all, and this is my money. You know, and he's already alluded to him having money issues multiple times. In fact, some news came out this weekend. Remember you had that sex tape incident? You know, it's been lingering out there for a while now. It's been lingering out there for like a couple years, 2-3 years now. You know, where they like, yo, give us $200,000, you know, for what you did, leaking the sex tape or allowing it to be leaked or whatever.
17 to 111. Judges Steve Weisfeld and Don Ackerman scores about 116 to 112. All three in favor of the winner. And still undefeated. Now the WBC Diamond.
I want to listen to Mikey part. We want to listen to Broner. But now, it's just, you know, where does Broner go from here? Where does Adrien Broner go from here? Now, of course, the possibilities are endless for Mikey Garcia. You know, whether he want to... We didn't think this Broner fight was going to happen. So, you know, no telling who he would fight at 147. We don't, you know. Now, a lot of people have been talking about the money situation as far as Broner getting paid $1 million, Mikey Garcia getting paid $1 million. You may think that that's low, but on network television, you know, especially on Showtime and HBO, that's high for two fighters to get that much money on Showtime. You know, that's high. You know, the reason why they was able to put together the Thurman Garcia, because there was a PBC and Showtime venture, from my understanding, where, you know, PBC gets help with the purses as far as financially. It's too complicated to explain, but long story short, I did expect for, you know, them to get a lot more. I mean, after all, Broner made $1 million for fighting Granados, and he made $1 million for fighting Mikey Garcia, which is a big fight. But if you factor in taxes, you factor in, you know, his legal issues and all the shit he's got going on in his life with $15,000 in child support, it's like, yo, bro, listen, changes got to be made. I'm sorry, I hate to be the one to say it, but you got to get a new team. You got to try. He's got to try something. And then he be all, I'm sick of him when you see him in the corner telling his team, like, yo, I got it. You don't got it. You don't got it, bro. You don't got it. You know, so for the sake of Adrien Broner, you know, he needs a better team. When you look at his biggest fight, what's his biggest win? You can say Daniel Ponce de Leon at that point in time. You know, when he fought Antonio DeMarco, that was like a step by. I was like, oh, he fight Antonio DeMarco, all right? You know, is his biggest win Paulie Malignaggi? His biggest win is Paulie Malignaggi, right? Now, look at the issues that he's had with the fighters that he won either a controversial decision over or he lost to. Adrian Granados pressured him, threw more punches than him. Hello, that's the Adrien Broner blueprint. Of course, Sean Porter, you know, pressured him, threw more punches than him. And this is not, next Sean Porter wasn't the same Sean Porter that fought. Let's listen to this.
Tough night here tonight. What was the biggest difference in your mind in this fight?
First of all, I got to thank God. I got to thank all the people who came to see me lose, all the people who came to see me win. Because at the end of the day, y'all the reason I make all this money. And another thing, I just want to congratulate Mikey Garcia and his team, Robert Garcia, all of them.
The boos were loud in there.
It was a good fight. You know, at the end of the day, I'm a fighter. I come to fight, I come to win. And I put my heart on the line. I feel like.
AB, you kept shaking your head and talking during the fight as though you were never hurt or never backed up really by him. What was the thought process in your strategy in all of that, and how come you couldn't seem to muster when you needed that energy and that spirit that would have, you know, got you back into the fight?
Shit, it was Tom and Jerry. I had to catch him out.
You said it was a do or die fight, and unfortunately it didn't.
They said it's a do or die fight. If I fight tomorrow, then everybody in this motherfucker gonna still come see me, man.
Oh, that got him hot.
Listen, I'm still AB. I'm still about business. I'm still the can man. I'm still a fighting motherfucker, and anybody still can't get it. And if you want to rematch in California, we can do it.
And what about the weight? Was it just too much weight for you to come down?
I wasn't tired. I was okay. It's just he fought a better fight tonight. He was the better man tonight, and it's okay. At the end of the day, I'm still a 4-time world champion, 4 different weight classes, and when I'm done with sport, I'm gonna be in the history books.
All right, Adrien. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
All right, Mo, back to you.
I mean, he looked tired. So that wasn't an issue. You know, honestly, I think that if he really, really put his mind to it, even though it will be ill-advisable, he can make 135. I'm not saying that he do or he should, but I'm saying like he looked good. And remember, he weighed in at that 138. What's that? 138 3/4, right? He weighed in at, right? 138 3/4, right? With a full beard, you know, full head of hair and shit. He didn't have to get butt naked. It's just like I said, that it's the punch output. You know, so he showed that he can move around. Like, you know, he's known to be flat-footed. He's known to be flat-footed, but he's shown that he can move around. So I guess when he's moving around, it's like a catch-22 situation. It's like, well, if I'm going to move, then I can't punch. Or if I punch, then I can't move, you know? So it's just a weird situation. So let's go back to what I was talking about before that part. Looking at the Mikey Garcia, you know, Mikey Garcia threw more punches than him. Adrien Granados almost got the win because he threw more punches with him, outworked him. Sean Porter, of course, got the win. We thought John Molina was going to do the same thing, but he didn't, right? When you look at Marcos McDonough, obviously, even Paulie Malignaggi was working him to the body, throwing more punches than him, outworking him. You know, explaining to us, you know, each Adrien Broner fight that he's covered, that Adrien Broner doesn't fight well on the back foot. Gavin Reeves was tagging him up, trying to outpunch him, pressure him. Obviously, Broner stopped him. But what I was saying is, going all the way back to Daniel Ponce de Leon, even back to the poor old Fernando Quintero that I keep bringing up in every Broner video. It's like, we've seen the blueprint on how to beat Broner for years. Now, let's talk about Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia is now the WBC Diamond Championship. So what is the WBC Diamond Championship, right? What is it? Now, this is from Wikipedia. Now, the actual definition, you got to go to the WBC rules. In fact, let me look it up real quick. You know, while I'm talking to y'all. Basically, what it is to give you a brief definition, you can be made the man. He can be made the mandatory for Terrence Crawford if Terrence Crawford wins against Ndango and doesn't move up. But likely Terrence Crawford's going to move up. So basically, that WBC title he has can make him the mandatory for the WBC champion, whether it's Ndango or Crawford or whoever has the belt when the WBC feels so. So let me explain. In 2009, let me read this from Wikipedia before I go to the actual definition of the belt from the WBC. So, but this is from Wikipedia. In 2009, the WBC created its new Diamond Championship belt. The belt was created as an honorary championship exclusively to award the winner of a historic fight between two high-profile and elite boxers. They are two high-profile boxers. This was a high-profile fight. The inaugural Diamond belt was awarded on November 14, 2009 to Manny Pacquiao, who has won 6 world titles in 5 different divisions at that time via 12th round technical knockout TKO over Miguel Cotto at welterweight. Other holders of this title have included Bernard Hopkins at light heavyweight, Sergio Martinez, Saul Canelo Alvarez, Floyd Mayweather, Nonito Donaire, Leo Santa Cruz, Jean Pascal, Sergey Kovalev, Jorge Linares, who also has it now. Although this title can be defended, it is not a mandatory requirement. The title can also be vacated in the case of a fighter's long-term absence from the boxing ring. Now, let's go look at what they say. Now, that's from Wikipedia, but let's go look at what the WBC rule book says about it. So basically, you can have a better understanding of the mumbo-jumbo and what that belt means. You know, so it's like this. The way I look at the belt is just like, right? They can just make anybody a Diamond Championship and be like, oh, ha, this is your mandatory, you know? Hold on, I'm almost here. I'm almost here. You know, so the championship is pretty shaky. right? It's like, you know, what does it mean? So here's the definition from the WBC rule book, right? The Diamond Championship, in its discretion, on such terms and conditions as it may impose, the WBC may designate a WBC Diamond Champion of the world in each weight division. So basically what that means is the WBC can say, yo, he can be the champion. And we made that decision. We don't give a fuck what none of y'all got to say. You know? So the WBC may award the Diamond Championship to recognize the most extraordinary and elite boxer in a division, or as a special distinction, or may sanction a bout for the title as an extraordinary bout under such terms and conditions as the WBC may designate in its sole discretion. So anything that means in its sole discretion, that means that they don't, like, they do what they want. If you ever see something that says in the sole discretion, that means that, you know, they have full control over whatever happens with that, you know, situation. The Diamond Champion shall be subject to only such obligations, if any, to defend the title as the WBC may impose or permit in its discretion upon an affirmative vote by the WBC Board of Governors. So basically, they can say you can be Diamond Champion, but you don't have to defend that shit unless we tell you to. You know, you have no obligations. What else? The Diamond Champion may be permitted to voluntarily defend his title. However, a challenger may not win the Diamond Championship unless a special sanction has been granted by the WBC in its sole discretion. The WBC may also order the Diamond Champion to comply with all defense and other obligations acceptable to the WBC champions hereunder. So it's like this. They can order him to fight Terrence Crawford, or they can't. But in certain cases, they ordered Adonis Stevenson and Sergey Kovalev to fight, as well as Diamond Champion. But I understand it because he was injured. I do understand the situation. He was emeritus as well, but if I'm correct, he's Diamond now. Just like at 135, Linares, or the winner of Linares versus Smith, is supposed to be Mikey mandatory. So the way the situation works is, long story short, they can decide if they want to make you mandatory or not. They can decide, why's my screen over here? Why am I looking? There we go. They can decide if they want to make you mandatory or not. You know? So, what else? So Mikey Garcia doesn't know what he's going to do. I mean, one thing for sure is, even though he did good against Adrien Broner, he couldn't hurt him. You know, in fact, it didn't seem like he did any real damage, you know. So it's like, well, how's his power going to look at 140 pounds? You know, and he's talking about going to 147, but against who? I say, you know, stay at 140, coast there for a little bit, you know, and see where you can go from there. Look, hey, yo, Lamont Peterson. Where's he at? Can we get Mikey Garcia, Lamont Peterson? At least we know he going to throw punches, right? Right? Why can't that be me? You know? So, Broner didn't show up to the post-fight press conference. You know, I hope he's all right. I hope he's not out drinking and doing old dumb shit. And I hope that he's really, like, looking at his career in regards to, like, what he needs to do to fix this shit. Because like I say, it's not my place or anybody's place to say but him. But we're all saying the same shit. It's like, yo, you got to make some changes, bro. Maybe it's time to get a new team. Now, you may ask me, who can help him? I don't know. Because it seems as though he needs some discipline, because he's got to the point where he's not listening to them no more. And they seen this kid from the hood grow up to be a millionaire. You see what I'm saying? So no telling if, you know, he probably looking at them like, oh, yeah, well, you know, I'll run them. They need me. So maybe he want them yes men around. Not saying that they're yes men, but maybe he wants them around. You know, maybe he don't want somebody that's going to be, you know, like, yo, you got to get up and do this. You got to do that, you know. But, you know, he made weight. I'm Teacher Controversy. This is Teacher Controversy Live. Please subscribe. All the links to my social media right down below in the description box.